So, I am back. It's been like a month now since I've made a video. And it's good to take breaks because it definitely gives you time to contemplate about life. And that is what I've been doing and obviously have been doing in this life and past lives, which has led me to definitely finding the Pythagorean Illuminati, or otherwise known as the Enlightenment, the Illuminati. The actual Illuminati, not the Illuminati that everybody thinks is the Illuminati, which is the celebrities, politicians, neocons, Freemasons, secret societies, all that. That's part of the Armageddon conspiracy, which I've been explaining for years now, to try to help people get to the light, the actual truth. Because one of the actual main things I've seen in the circles that are exploring secret societies, UFOs, paranormal phenomena, all of that. Most people are under the assumption that the light ones are the bad guys, and that is actually purposely constructed for a reason, to keep people away from the actual Illuminati, who are the ones that are actually in it, locked into a age-old battle between light and darkness, and have been fighting against what they term as the old world order, which is the elite, dynastic families, and the powers that stand behind them. But focusing on the human level first, it's the elite dynastic families and the billionaires and people with all the wealth that are the enemy of the people. I'm not saying that each one is, but the majority is, though, because they hold all the wealth and they actually aren't really looking to give it to anybody else. And they've been able to obtain that wealth through like dynastic privilege, which is like through inheritance. They just the richest families, the richest people, have the silver spoon and they've acquired the wealth, which is against our detriment and to their advantage. And the Illuminati, I've explained this so much, like I could just keep going, are the ones that started the French Revolution, started the American Revolution, all the revolutions they have been behind. And the revolutions have actually been, like they haven't fully been able to evolve into a worldwide revolution, because the old world order has been able to keep control. But that control is, they're losing control, once again. And that's why there's everything going on, with Trump winning, they definitely lost more control, because Trump is one of the elite, but he is actually one of the elite for the people, like Caesar was. Caesar was born a privileged, patrician, but he was actually for the people and represented that voice of the people in the Senate, and that's why he was killed. So, and that's the parallel between Trump and Caesar is night and day, because they're trying to assassinate Trump now too. So it's like, what's actually really interesting is to actually think about what would happen if Caesar wasn't assassinated. What would have happened to Rome? What would Rome have been? Because we are living, it is Rome. Like nothing has changed. That's why the Illuminati they write a lot about Rome and what was happening in Rome, and they compare it to what's happening today, because nothing has changed. And that old world order that held power back in the Roman days still hold power now. But there's always been the Illuminati, the enlightened ones, that have opposed the elite, and those people are becoming more clear who they are in these days, though, because I'm getting a connection to the ones like Donald Trump is one, and Pierre Poilievre is one of the Illuminati. So they're in there in the Senate because this happened. The Illuminati had people in the Senate back in the Roman days, and they actually, the people's voice was heard so much back in those days that they created a tribunes of the people, where the people would be represented in the Senate, and then people like the Gracchus brothers, and they were Illuminati. They got in and started making changes. So, like, I'm seeing that happen nowadays, and especially with Trump's win, and it's more clear now that the voice of the people is being heard, which is going to change things. Things are going to be heard, like people, the poverty, everybody that is, jobless, all the health issues, everything that is going to be addressed, with funds that will be allocated, because they've been allocated in the wrong places, with the wrong people being in power. Those people of privilege that have been in support of a nefarious satanic agenda. So, okay, that's my little rant with the whole political thing going on right now. Like, I could just talk more about that, but I won't. But it all just really connects. So, with what I'm going through, like in these books, because the Illuminati revealed that basically in all of their books, in all their writing, is the knowledge of what an 8th degree Illuminatist would be. And there's 10 degrees. The final 2 degrees are obviously something that I have not reached yet, but I am, definitely I would say that I was a 7th degree Illuminatist. Because I haven't read all the books yet. I've been studying since 2016, and I still have a lot to read. So, I'll just give myself the 7th degree Illuminatist, because I know that the first document that I read that was 2,500 pages had the knowledge of a 6th degree Illuminatist in it. And since then, I've been reading all of their books that they've come out with. So, yeah, I would say that I'm at like a 7th degree right now. So, I wanted to continue on with the books because this is the great work that I'm doing. Not only like this helps me to be able to read this and then explain what I'm reading, with the knowledge that I have, because I'm going to look back on this one day, and actually other people are going to look back on this one day, because the Illuminati have said that all of their writings, everything that they wrote is what's going to be acknowledged in the future. So that is definitely promising, hopeful, and inspirational. And I understand now what's been going on, because I'm getting more patient with being able to get out this knowledge, because obviously I just want to get, like, I feel like I just want to get it out all at once, but I can't do that. I can only do it in linear time, and I have that time to do this. I have that time to explain what I found with finding the Illuminati and finding illumination and finding God, by understanding that I'm becoming God through the God game, which is, how to create the universe. And the universe is actually a God factory, which is making gods through the experience of life. So that is the explanation, and this is all contained in the Illuminati's grand unified theory of everything, which they found out, which Leibniz found out. Gottfried Leibniz, one of the grandmasters of the Illuminati, figured out the grand unified theory of everything. And then, since he's done that, the Illuminati have been working on that unified theory of everything and actually adding on to it, growing, learning it, and adding on to it, because it's dialectical, and it means that it just keeps going. So why this is important, though, is because all of this knowledge is going to be accepted by the mainstream, and it's going to change the paradigm. And when that paradigm is changed, it's going to prove that mind creates matter. So that would mean that all of us having minds are creating this matter, proving that we are God, which is what the churches and the religions, the political, they don't want people to know, but the elites do know this. So they know that they're God. All the rich elites know that they're God. Which is, it is illumination, it is a religion, but it is the true religion, it is the Grail religion. And, knowing your God, you can either, it depends, like you decide, like, how you're going to be with that. So, this is from The God Factor, the book written by Mike Hockney, which Mike Hockney is one of the ghostwriters of the Illuminati. And in this, they're just explaining how this universe is a God factory, and it's a mathematical universe because, the nature of reality can be defined by either like through four ways, and only one of them is right. It can be defined religiously. It can be defined philosophically. It can be defined scientifically, or it can be defined mathematically. And mathematics is actually the only one that is the actual way to explain the universe, because religion deals on mythos and stories and parables and old bearded prophets and dusty holy books and ancient old religions, that are definitely dying out. That's what like religion is, to define reality, which doesn't define reality at all, because like if you read in all of the texts, the Torah, Bible, Quran, the main Abrahamic texts, like what besides parables of wisdom that were written by men, what context does it have that actually explains the nature of reality? Like there's no philosophic, scientific, mathematical explanation in the religions. You know what I'm saying? Because the Abrahamic religions are all about obedience, to tyrant slave master God. That's just the truth of that. Christian, Islam, and Judaism are all Abrahamic religions, and they are each like that. The truth about those religions is that Satan is God in those religions. And the main point of that is you can see with the test of Abraham, when he hears a voice in his head and he's going to slit his son's throat, which makes Abraham like the first psychopath. And then a whole religions were based on that. 3 of the main religions that billions of people subscribe to. So that is the beginning of being able to wake up from the control of the Abrahamic religions. Because if a Christian or a Jew or a Muslim heard me say this, they would think I was blasphemous right now, and I've already had that happen. So, but I used to be a Christian, and then I was enlightened. So that's why I'm doing this work, the great work, because even the ones that have gone beyond this level, like burn your crosses, your gold crosses, burn them, get some money for that, because they're actually useless. Because actually, like, part of being a Knight Templar is that you had to spit and stamp on the cross, because they were Gnostic and they were actually holders of the true religion. And like the cross that Jesus is crucified on, you know what I'm saying? And that he died for your sins and all this, the sins that, like your ancestors did. Adam and Eve ate of the apple, and you got to pay for their sins, and everybody's getting sent to hell unless you believe in Jesus Christ, who's hung up on a cross, and that is the symbol of that religion. You know what I'm saying? And like I was a Christian, and then like once I started learning knowledge, I'm like this just isn't right. You know what I'm saying? And then after God, God had Abraham, test of Abraham, and Abraham was willingly obedient. And then most people will celebrate this, because they're like, oh, he was, Jehovah's Witnesses, all these people. I even celebrated it before I knew, because I was like, oh, he was going to kill his son. So he was going to be obedient to God. So he's going to get all this stuff and get into heaven because he's so obedient that he was going to kill his son. That does not make sense. So the Illuminati have analyzed every religion and like written books on it. And then so that's just Christianity. But like Judaism and Islam, they go into two because You know, even with Judaism today, like you know, they have 600 commandments to obey. They can't turn on lights, you know, on certain days and stuff. They pray at the Wailing Wall. You know, you see them there praying and stuff. They have to wear certain clothes and stuff, like to get into heaven, and that's just all a system of control. You know, and all a system, the reincarnational loop of the Demeruge, which you got to escape. You know what I'm saying? If you're caught in an Abrahamic religion, you might want to get out of that, because you will you won't escape the confines of the Demeruge. So that's why I'm doing this work. Like, I know, like, when my time, I'm not reincarnating here because I know of what's going on with the reincarnation trap, and then I'm doing my part to explain what's going on with it. So I'm going on. So, you know, and then the Jews, they wear the black cube on their head, and that does have to do with Saturn, linked with Saturn, and everything that's going on Saturn. There's like fucking a hexagram, big black hexagram over the top, which is like a big giant print. It's like, you don't want to be linked up with that energy. And to tell you the truth, which is Christianity is the devil's greatest trick. So, and Islam and Judaism are also religions of the devil, which I've done a lot of searching, which has led me to the Enlightened Ones to be able to say that. So with what I'm doing here in these videos, in all the videos I've made, is I am explaining Illumination, which is the secret religion of the Enlightened Ones, the Illuminati, which is the Grail religion, and it is the only Logos religion in the world, rather than mythos, because mythos is based on parables and you know, old dusty prophets and messiahs and, you know, all that stuff. And this is a logos religion. So, and it does lead you to God. It definitely does, because that's what, you know, my whole search was about. Because, like, when I first started waking up in 2012, first thing I started was I want to be a Knight Templar. Templar was the thing that came, and then I actually learned all about the Templars and what they were about, and mainly that them being Gnostic, and them actually being an offshoot of the Illuminati, and Freemasonry being that too, and them holding like secrets, which, you know, these societies have been infiltrated, but the Illuminati, the actual real Pythagorean Illuminati, have remained. They have not been infiltrated. So they actually have. They're actually the holders of all the secrets. All the secrets that all the other secret societies got from, all came from the actual Enlightened Ones that are not corrupt. All right. 26 minutes now. So the first chapter in this is called The Mathematical Universe, because it's explaining how the universe is mathematical. It's not religious, it's not scientific, it's not philosophical, it is mathematical. And mathematics is linked with the mind, and the mind being a monad, and the monad actually being something that exists outside of time and space in a dimensionless singularity, you know, which is comprised of countless, like infinite monads that is projecting itself into the time-space continuum from outside of time and space. So there is two domains, and that's actually what makes up the 6 dimensional cosmology of the universe, which the Illuminati have figured out. The universe is 6 dimensional, 3 imaginary dimensions and 3 real dimensions. What science is still trying to figure out right now with their grand unified theory of everything is they have M theory, which is an 11 dimensional universe. But that's not even right. So the Illuminati have already figured it out. The mathematical universe. When Pythagoras declared that numbers were the art, the fundamental stuff of the universe, he was announcing perhaps the greatest and most enigmatic insight in human history. There was no precedent for such a seemingly improbable assertion. Had humanity followed Pythagoras, we would now be gods. Instead, humanity chose to place its trust in people like Jesus Christ and the illiterate Muhammad, and we have to endure the religious dark ages of Abrahamism for 2,000 years, illuminated only by the Renaissance and the Enlightenment. So if you are like truly an Illuminatist, you will understand what this is saying. Because Pythagoras was actually the first Grand Master of the Illuminati. And he actually discovered what everything was made of. Because that's what the question is what is everything made of? What is God made of? What is our thoughts made of? What is this made of? What is matter? What is everything made of? You know, and that's it because and then Pythagoras said that was the art, was the fundamental of the stuff of the universe, which are numbers. Numbers are everything, and that's what Pythagoras said too. And it's like you're looking at reality, and you're not seeing numbers. You're seeing like a tree. You're seeing fucking a rock. You're seeing, whatever it is you're seeing. But everything is made up of numbers, and understanding that is like the key to illumination. Is how everything is made up of numbers, because then you can understand how the universe is mathematical. And mathematics, there are problems in mathematics, and then there are solutions. So that's how it's set up, from my understanding of illumination. So this is saying, this is the greatest enigmatic insight in human history. But that's why we're a secret society, because, it said if this was accepted in our society, instead of the Catholic Church taking over and everybody controlling what God is, we would be living in a different reality right now if numbers were accepted as the fundamental nature of existence. We would be living in a Star Trek society where people are not controlled. So, instead humanity chose to place its trust in people like Jesus Christ and the illiterate Muhammad, and we have to endure religious dark ages of Abrahamism for 2,000 years. Okay, people are going to be pissed the fuck off about that, because first of all, Jesus Christ's name wasn't even Jesus Christ. It was Yeshua ben Joseph. You know what I'm saying? And then Muhammad is the prophet of Islam. And this is what I'm talking about. Giving your power away to prophets and old bearded prophets in the desert, and dusty holy books and stuff like that, because that was from 2,000 years ago. You know what I'm saying? And we're in the modern day now, and the thing is the thing is these religions are saying that these people had direct connection with God. You know what I'm saying? Which the thing is that you don't need an intermediary to be connected to God. So like you will see no holy books or anything in Illumination. You know, there's knowledge, but there ain't no fucking infallible holy books of truth. And so the Renaissance was the only thing that was the enlightenment of the release from these religions, which through religion the world has been controlled politically and economically. It's simply impossible to separate numbers and mathematics from the fabric of existence. If you want to comprehend reality, you must realize that mathematics doesn't reflect reality. Mathematics is reality. Ontology, the study of existence, is ultimately the understanding that mathematics alone determines everything that can and cannot exist. Anything incompatible with mathematics is impossible. All the things in life that you think have nothing to do with mathematics, such as feelings and desires, are in fact nothing but mathematics. By the end of this book, we intend to have proved to you that mathematics is quite simply all there is. The great secret of the universe is that it is living mathematics. All that is real is mathematical, and all that is mathematical is real. So this is pretty much saying how, the fabrics of existence is mathematics. That may seem cold, it may seem like emotionless, feelingless, or something like that, but mathematics actually explains emotions and feelings too. And ontology is the study of existence. So ontological mathematics is the study of the mathematics that is responsible for existence, which Euler's formula is the God equation, which proves the existence of God. There's no more believing, there's no more worshiping, there's proof and of inevitability of God through ontological mathematics. So I'm going to end this right there because I cannot believe my mind is able to comprehend all this. Like I've been studying Illumination and the Illuminati's work for 8 years now, and this is where I'm at right now. And I'm getting more and more understanding every day, and my life is changing. With the more that I know, which each day, the time that you have, you can learn, and then you have experience, and then you have growth. So, all right, that is it for this, and that was the first section of the God Factory, and my goal is obviously to get all this information out, and it takes a little bit longer than a dot of attention span, because there was a great teacher that taught me once. Like he's like, your attention span is like this. It's just a dot. Like you can only keep attention for so long, which even like is a human trait, but like how you're able to extend that is through meditation and focusing on really the void, which is a dimensionless singularity, and then creating a thought and energy in that void, in that dimensionless singularity, and then you just think it, visualize it. You know what I'm saying? Create a picture of it, and then your dream will become your reality. And just a little secret is, you know, people like my dream was to be a ninja for the Illuminati. So, that's what's happening in my life, because, you know, when you think something over and over again, like a great teacher once told me too, is, you know, a master thinks over and over and over again what he wants, and even if, like, he doesn't believe he's a master, after time, if he thinks he is, even if he doesn't believe it, he will be. So that's what I've learned, is being a master is understanding that you are God, and there is no, like, sky daddy in the sky, you know what I'm saying, that is judging and you know, like you know, knows what everybody's gonna do, because you only know what you're gonna do. And like free will, if there was a sky daddy and the God and the sky that made you and did all this, there would be no free will. So that's a contradiction right there. So you have to think about that. If you believe in free will, then you should understand that nothing is set in stone. So, all right. I'm doing a lot of work on these videos. Like I like, and even the Illuminati, they're releasing video after video after video in their YouTube channel, Sapienta et Veritas, which means wisdom and truth. And they have like 260 videos now, and you know, I'm in contact with them, and I actually am showing them my work, and then they're including my work in their work. And in the last write-up of the Armageddon Conspiracy, they included my interview on the Typical Skeptic podcast, and you know, acknowledged that I was doing the work of spreading enlightenment. So that was that's what I actually, you know, all I've been looking for, and they acknowledged that. So, and then they said that on their site they're gonna release like 1,000 videos, like of the religion of Illumination, because there's already, and if you watch it, they're little short snippets. Some of them are a minute, some of them are 20 minutes. But if you watch that, you will be able to see what Illumination is. So, and then that when you're ready, because you might not be ready in this life, you know, for the hero's journey, you know what I'm saying, to become God. But it's inevitable that you will come to this, and either you will do it in this life or the next. So you might as well do it in this one. All right. I'm going to end there. I feel good about what I said, and now I can just go about my day and see what is to unfold, and then how I'm gonna react from that. All right, till next time.